Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This simply Talks, and I'm here with another video. And this time, this video corresponds to a travel play that I believe can do well over the next 2 3 years, plus a discussion on the markets. So, let's get started. First of all, disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should there with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the NSC and BSC, and that I am not a portfolio advisor. Whatever discussions with respect to markets or investments that I take, kindly take that on note that is laden with market risk, and whatever decisions with respect to investments or trading you take, kindly do that uh, by consulting your financial advisor. Now, before I talk about this company and the markets, here's my request. Can you support me on Patreon? Once you do that, help me grow the channel. Help you also ask me questions, seek out answers, and get detail. Once you get the membership, you'll have access to my portfolio, my watch list, analysis on different companies, discussions on domestic and global economies, a long-term pick from my end on a weekly basis, and plus whatever queries you're having, I'll be answering that. The links in the will be in the description for getting the YouTube, WhatsApp, or even uh, the membership on Patreon, so you can check the description. Now, before I talk about the company, and I'll just give you an idea as to which company I'm talking about. So, I'm going to talk about Interglobe Aviation. And before that, let's just discuss about the markets a little bit. So, markets at the moment, today, there is not much of a downfall, and there is some respite, a little bit of respite that is coming in. We have the Nifty flattish at the moment at around 22,900, 23,000 levels. Small caps have gone a little bit up from around 44,000 levels. They've gone up a bit. Mid cap index is also now trying to go up. And India VIX has died down after going to 16, 17. So uh, today could be a day of consolidation. Today could be a quiet day in that respect. Uh, but that is not to say that we are out of the woods. That is not to say that we cannot go down further. What I want to emphasize here is, if you look at the Nifty chart and if you look at the 5 year Nifty chart, this is a weekly chart, and if you look at the monthly chart of the Nifty, then you'll have an understanding as to what is happening. So in the September month, we had an RSI of around 83 or so, 83, 84, and there we topped out. And then we have had October, November, December, and January, continuously 4 months. That has not happened over the last 24 years. That has not happened, that 4 consecutive months have gone like this. Even during the pandemic, we have had January, which was in red, February in red, and March was a deep red, and then we started to move up. But here we have had 4 months already, and this could be the fifth month. So, in the month of January, we ended the month on the Nifty at 23,500. Today, we are around under 23,000. So, unless in the next 5 6 trading sessions we go beyond 23,500, we are going to have probably a very rare occurrence of Nifty closing in the red for 5 consecutive months. That I'm not talking of 5 days or 5 weeks or like that. 5 months it would close a lower. And another thing you need to look here is that the 20 month, this is a 20-month moving average. This is not a 20-day moving average, 20-week moving average. 20-month moving average is around 22,450. So what I would feel would be better for the market is that the market goes down another 500 points, breaches this 20-month moving average, and then goes up. That would be an even solid footprint to move up front, or to move up from. If you go back in time in June of 2022, when we had this fall from October 21 to June 22, consolidation and a fall, even there we saw the Nifty breach that 20-month moving average. We went to 15,180. What I see here is that the 20-week moving average was around 15,700. So we went down. Eventually, we closed higher, I suppose, from that 20-week moving average. So this could happen this month or next month, and probably that's where the market could bottom out. This is a very rare occurrence for the market to go below the 20-month moving average, and that is exactly what is happening. Uh, During the pandemic, we went down closer to the 200-month moving average. It is not seen here, but if I could just bring that up, actually it went well below that, and then we went higher. So uh, what has been happening is that the market is under the cosh, the market is under a lot of pressure. I believe that going forward, we are in for a massive run on the market. Similarly, on the small cap index, again, we have had red days, but what happened here was that 54,900 was the closing here, and 55,200 was the closing here. So actually, what happened was we closed higher in the month of October. So this was October in the post October, early November. So first October we closed. So this is November. So in the month of November we closed higher. In December we closed higher, 55,100. So we closed at 55,200, we closed at 55,180, and these 2 months have been bad. So it's not that the small cap index has been down for the last 5 months, it is the last 2 months that have been really bad for the small cap index, and we are down 10%, more than 10% on the index, in fact 20% on the index from 57,800 where we made in the month of December. We made the high. So the high for the small cap index was made in December. The high for Nifty was made in the month of September. So that is the difference, and here we are down for 2 months, and we are down big time. We are down 20%, 23, 24% from there. If we take 44,000, we are down 23.9% from the top in just 2 months. So this has been an even more seminal fall. And here again, we have gone below the 20-month moving average. 20-month moving average has been left behind by far. 46,750. We went to 44,000 recently, and now we are back. Similar case was in March 23, where we touched the 20-month moving average of 26,100 or so. In June of 2022, we went below it. We had a low of 23,200, but we closed higher. So here the 20-week moving average is 24,400, and we closed at around 24,700. But what has happened now is that we have breached it big time. So this is uh, I take it as positive, because what is happening is uh, here is that once this is over, maybe this month, maybe next month or so, then the move on the upside could be very big, because this is a huge fall. This is not a normal fall. Even if people are talking of that most of the investors have come back after the pandemic, I can tell you I am in the market since 2011, and if I go back in time, this is similar to what happened in 2018. And even then, the fall was over a period of time. So if you look at 2018, we fell from 20,200 or so in January of 2018 all the way to 8,000, in March of 2020. But if we take that out, if we take this pandemic time out, the low was around June of 2020 or July of 2020, oh, sorry, 2019, where the low was around 12,500. So from 20,200, we went to 12,500. That was a massive fall. So that was a fall of somewhere around, let me have a look, 38%. So the small cap index fell 38%. Here the small cap index has fallen 24%. But that 38% fall took place over a 19-20 month period. This 24% fall has taken just 2 months. So from 20 months, we are 19 months, we are back only 2 months, and that is why this fall is extremely painful and quick and sudden. and like a capitulation if you look at on a long term chart. And that is why I believe that here we did fall. So take this out, leave this period out, because this is something that could happen after 60, 70 years because of a pandemic like situation. But if we remove that, we were doing well after hitting August of 2019 low. We were coming back and coming back nicely. We were up around say 15,000 levels, and then we fell from there. So I am taking this July August low. So in July we made a low of around 12,490. In August it was 11,950. So we were down 40% from the top, and then the recovery took place. But that 40% fall happened over a 20-month period, and here a 24% fall happened over a 2-month period. So this is an even bigger fall in my opinion, considering the kind of impact it has had, considering the amount of money into the market, considering the market size that we are in at the moment. 6 years down the line, 5 years, it has been 5.5 years, and the market has become 3x. I mean, from these levels of around 13, 14,000, we are at 42, 45,000, more than 3x. So I believe this is not going to stay for long. The 50-month moving average is at 37,100. Uh, if that happens, then we are all gone to the gooses. Probably we will be down something like 30, 40% on our portfolio if we are not there yet. And some of us would be down something like 60%. But I believe that we are very close to finding a bottom overall in the market. Considering that there's a company that is doing reasonably well in this market, and there's a push from the government with respect to tax cuts and everything, and people getting in money. So gone are the days when individuals, or you can say people of India used to buy a lot of FMCG products when they had more money in their hands. And now there's time for those people, especially those who will have more money for them, because the what one thing people are not understanding, that overall the rates have come down. Income tax rates, income tax slabs have changed, and so income tax rates have come down for people who are earning say 15 lakh, 20 lakh a year, 25 lakh a year. So catering to those who are earning more than 1 lakh rupees, say 1.5, 2 lakh rupees a month, uh, is the, you can say, that is the travel sector. And one of the big wigs in the travel sector is Interglobe Aviation. I believe once the money comes in, it would mostly go into repaying the debt and traveling rather than going into buying products. They could buy into high end products like high end LED TVs, OLED TVs, and so on and so forth. Or in some cases, probably scooties, and that's why TVS is doing well in the market and not falling that much. But another of those sectors that could do well is travel and tourism and hotels, and one of those picks is Interglobe Aviation. If you look at Interglobe Aviation, a large company, a stable kind of stock, yes, relatively volatile based on the oil prices. That is a concern, ATF prices, etc. But after the selling we have seen from the Gangwar family and from the promoters, the stock has gone up. So the selling took place around these times, and the stock fell to as much as around 3800, 3850, and then it didn't go there. It came back to 4000 in January and then went up. So very stable stock. If you look at, it has not gone down substantially over the last 6 months or so. If you look at a 6 months chart, the stock was at 4700 or so 6 months back, and since September the fall happened, stock fell and has come back. So from 4700 we are at 4400, less than 10%. So they are into the business of airlines. I don't want to go into details, and they are the number one airlines here in India. Let's look at the numbers. 22,000 crores of sales in December versus 19 and a half thousand. So that's a decent growth of around 12, 13% in terms of operating profit from 2200 crores. It has jumped to around 5,200 crores. The margins have gone up from 15% all the way to 23%, and they are getting more fleet on board for flying, and they are doing really well in this business. One of the few companies that are doing well. So if you look at the consolidated numbers from around 2,200 crores in September, they are doing around 5,200 crores. So they did around similar amount last year that they did today, but sales have gone up. Sales have uh, gone up by around 13-14%, which is a very good sign that they would be gaining market share versus the other companies. And on the bottom line, the profitability has dipped a bit, but overall the numbers are not that bad, and that's why post the numbers the stock did reasonably well. It didn't fall a lot considering the kind of market we were in. In terms of shareholding pattern, as I explained, the promoters started selling their stake from those 75% levels in June of 2022. Over the last 2.5 years, they have brought down their stake by 25%. But look at the FIA holding that has grown substantially now at around 25% from around 18%, 17%. A DII holding is around 21% from around 6% 2.5 years back. And so public shareholding has remained less, although it has gone up a bit, but it's only around 5%, 4.7%. So overall, a very decent company to look at from a couple of years point of view, at least 2 to 3 years point of view. That once this tax cut thing kicks in from April onwards, I think money should get into the travel and tourism space, and this should do well over a period of time. So this was my video on the markets and this stock. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you get my video straight away when I post it. Kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.